We will now proceed with the nomination and elections of the 2021-2022 National Officers. I will open the nominations for the office of Commander-in-Chief. Is there any nomination for Commander-in-Chief?
Thank you, Commander-in-Chief. My name is Terry Vance. I'm the past All-American State Commander and past Illinois Adjutant Quartermaster delegate to this convention. I'm pleased to place into nomination the name of Matthew Fritz Mihelcic for the high position of VFW Commander-in-Chief for the year 2021-2022. He is now serving as a Senior Vice Commander-in-Chief for this great organization. Fritz previously served as an All-American State Commander for Illinois, many terms as a National Judge Advocate General, and the National Parliamentarian. I've known Fritz for over 20 years and have had the opportunity to see him grow personally and professionally. He has been instrumental in many programs within the great state of Illinois and been a significant player in furthering the principles and ideals of the Veterans of Foreign Wars. While serving as our Illinois State Commander, he founded the Illinois Veterans First program, ensuring that all veterans in need were able to access the funds and services provided by our organization. That program continues to grow today. His background as an attorney provided much needed advice on many legal issues, not only at the state, but at the national level. His no-nonsense advice has proven to be an asset throughout our organization. He is a true champion for veterans around the world, their families and communities. Comrades, the time is now for him to lead this great organization. Therefore, I place into nomination Matthew Fritz Mihelcic for the position of Commander-in-Chief, the Veterans of Foreign Wars of the United States. Thank you very much.
Bob Welch, Commander, Department of Illinois. I'm not sure what else I could say that would cover anything on that, but I want to tell a personal experience with my good friend. Many times throughout my VFW journey, I've come to him for advice and guidance. He never gave me his answer. He never gave me the answer he thought I needed to hear. He gave me the answer that would make me think. Not sure if that was the best idea, but he gave me the answer that would make me think and make my own decision. That's what we need in the Veterans of Foreign Wars. We don't need folks to lead us by the hand. We need folks to tell us what we need to hear so we can think for ourselves. It is my honor and my privilege to second the nomination to the high office of Commander-in-Chief, Fritz Mihelcic.
Are there any other nominations for Commander-in-Chief? Hearing none, I declare the nominations for Commander-in-Chief closed. Seeing no further nominations, I declare Matthew M. Fritz Mihelcic elected Commander-in-Chief of the Veterans of Foreign Wars of the United States for the year 2021-22. Comrades, I present to you the Commander-in-Chief-elect of the Veterans of Foreign Wars. Matthew M. Fritz Mihelcic. Sergeant at Arms, you will now escort the Commander-in-Chief-elect to the podium for the presentation of the Commander-in-Chief's cap, pin, and badge. Commander-in-Chief-elect Mihelcic, would you like to say a few words?
Thank you, Commander-in-Chief Roche. I do have an opportunity to speak to you all in a few minutes, so right now it's just a matter of saying thank you to my wife Megan and my mother-in-law and father-in-law for making it here today. To Sebastian, Grunt, Sapphire, and all the other service dogs that Mama Cass has the privilege of meeting this week and as we've gone through our journey, I thank you all for being here. It's a new dawn. But most of all, I want to thank you, each individual member of the Veterans of Foreign Wars, for allowing me to serve you this year as your Commander-in-Chief. Thank you.
Duties are used as your commander. Get two fine Big Ten folks ready to escort you. You guys gonna start over here? Strike up here, folks. Like,
You should be getting the line up.
which,
For the next one.
some of the race. Ready? Maestro, strike up the Air Force song.
Well, I must say that was interesting, if nothing else. I think that I would respectfully ask that as we do the next parades for the senior and junior, it's not an order, but it's a request, that only the departments from the conference in which they're from march. Obviously, this room is not conducive to have every department trying to march. I will now open the nominations for the office of Senior Vice Commander-in-Chief. Is there any nomination for Senior Vice Commander-in-Chief?
Comrades, I respectfully stand before you to offer the name of Timothy Borland for Senior Vice Commander-in-Chief for the ensuing year. Tim served our nation for 28 years and retired from the United States Army, last serving with the 101st Airborne Division, earning his VFW eligibility serving in Korea and Iraq. Among his numerous decorations, Tim earned the Iraq Campaign Medal, the Global War on Terrorism Expeditionary Medal, and the Korea Defense Service Medal. Tim became a life member of our organization in 2000. He is currently a Legacy Gold Life member of VFW Post 9972 in Sierra Vista, Arizona. Tim served in a myriad of positions over his 20-plus years in our organization, culminating as department commander, serving on our National Council of Administration, and earning the coveted title of Triple Crown winner. Tim has a passion for recruiting members into our organization. Tim has had the distinction of being a Century Recruiter for 18 consecutive years. Tim received his Bachelor of Arts and Master of Business Administration degrees from Touro University in Cypress, California. He's well educated, well known, has the VFW's mission in his heart. So I would ask that our organization supports Tim Borland as our next Senior Vice Commander-in-Chief. Thank you.
Comrade Commander-in-Chief, Tom Poliat, Delegate, Post 1116, Montana. Thank you, Commander-in-Chief, National Officers, delegates to the National Convention. I have the distinct pleasure and honor to stand before this delegation and second the nomination of Tim Borland for the office of Senior Vice. Tim is a sincere and energetic leader for our VFW. This past year, as your Junior Vice Commander-in-Chief, you have seen him and got to know him. You have witnessed firsthand his dedication to our organization. He has earned the respect of comrades throughout our organization because they found that he seeks out your knowledge, your input, and he will use that information to make the VFW a better organization as we move on this next year. His love for the organization has caused him to give much of his time to the veterans and their families. He sets the bar for what it is to be a hardworking member of this organization. Look at his success as Triple Crown. Tim doesn't credit these crowns to his success alone, though. He's a team player. He credits his team. At every stage, he puts together this team, sets goals for them and himself, and working together, they reach these goals. This is leadership. He's a national recruiter, as has been mentioned 18 years in a row. He has signed up 100 or more veterans. That shows that he has the heart and the passion for the VFW to work those recruiting tables. Many of you know the work that goes into that. And in all likelihood, when he visited you in your states, he probably signed up a couple of members for you before he left. He's been a National Council member, served on numerous committees. This knowledge and experience will aid and assist him as serving as your Senior Vice Commander-in-Chief. Where others only see difficulties, he sees possibilities. And Tim, as our Senior Vice Commander-in-Chief, sees great possibilities in our VFW future. It is without reservation and with great pride that I second the nomination of a man most qualified to be our next Senior Vice Commander-in-Chief, Tim Borland. Thank you, comrades. Thank you, Tim.
Are there any other nominations for Senior Vice Commander-in-Chief? Hearing none, I declare that the nominations for Senior Vice Commander-in-Chief closed. Seeing no further nominations, I declare Timothy Borland selected Senior Vice Commander-in-Chief of the Veterans of Foreign Wars of the United States for the 2021-2022 years. Comrades, I present to you the Senior Vice Commander-in-Chief-elect of the Veterans of Foreign Wars, Timothy Borland. Sergeant Arms, you will now escort the Senior Vice Commander-in-Chief-elect to the podium for the presentation of the Senior Vice Commander-in-Chief cap, pin, and badge.
Thank you, comrades. Please take your seats. I'm going to keep this short and brief because I was told to keep it short and brief because I love this microphone. I don't know if any of you out there know, but I love karaoke. Whenever I visit the departments, I will sing. I will, because I love all of you. There's a few people I do want to thank, though, before I march around this floor, and those people are the past commander-in-chiefs of this organization who have been an inspiration in my life and definitely a motivator for me to step up and fill these chairs and have an ultimate goal of almost 20 years to run for commander-in-chief of this great organization. After 28 years in the Army and 20 years in the Veterans of Foreign Wars and filling every position I possibly could, I reached this goal. And I challenge all of you out there, any of you out there that are thinking about moving through the chairs, to do it one day at a time, one position at a time. Do the best you can when you do it. Keep that vision, keep moving forward. I want to thank my senior vice class of 21, 22, who we never got a chance to see each other in person this whole year until just recently. We've had 3 outstanding evenings together to make up some time for the days we've lost because of the COVID-19 pandemic. I have an outstanding class. They fully understand that first, we will support Fritz Mihelcic, our Commander-in-Chief, for his year without any question. Lastly, I want to thank my wife, Shannon, my beautiful wife, Shannon. I could tell you so many stories about her, but like I said, I'm going to keep this short. She is definitely my rock. We both have sons that served in the Marine Corps, and just real quick, when we met almost 10 years ago, come to find out both our sons were at Camp Pendleton, California, serving in the Marine Corps in the same unit. And the very next day they met. They both had wives the same age. Both wives were in the same career field. And both our sons and those wives are still happily married, of course. They are out of the Marine Corps and they only live 30 miles away. They're best of friends. We have a close family. And next year, I hope, if elected, you'll see my daughter, who also served 6 years in the Air Force. So I want to thank all of you right now. This is why we're here. I love the veterans of foreign wars. And I got to get off this stage because I can just keep on going. Thank you so much for this. We will do great. We will have a good year. I'm looking forward to it. Thank you so much for your support. I salute you.
Comrade Senior Vice Commander-in-Chief, it's our distinct honor to be your first escort in your first duty. Maestro, strike up the Army song.
Just a second. I guess this is a surprise because my class is going to salute me, so let's give them the honor, and I'm definitely touched by this.
Seniors, chance up! Salute our incoming Senior Vice Commander-in-Chief. Present Hunt. Order Hunt. Thank you, guys.
I will now open up the nominations for the office of Junior Vice Commander-in-Chief. Is there any nomination for the Junior Vice Commander-in-Chief?
Bob Wallace, Delegate, Post 9503, Bayville, New Jersey. Commander-in-Chief Roche, National Officers, my colleagues in the ranks of past Commanders-in-Chiefs, State Commanders, and Convention delegates and guests. I am pleased and honored to represent my garden state of New Jersey in the Great Eastern States Conference in placing in nomination the name of our candidate for Junior Vice Commander-in-Chief 2021-22, Dwayne Sarmiento. Due to the virus the world continues to face, we are in unprecedented times. And during these times, we need leaders who can hit the ground running when elected to face these extraordinary challenges with knowledge and experience. Dwayne is such a leader. A U.S. Navy veteran who earned his eligibility in the Veterans of Foreign Wars by his service in Operation Desert Shield and Desert Storm. He served on active duty from 1988 to 1997 and in the Naval Reserves from 2002 to 2006. He is a 30-year life member of Anthony T. Solista, VFW Post 5579, where he was an all-state commander 5 times and currently serves as the adjutant and service officer. He is a past District 13 commander and is the district service officer. An All-American Department commander in 2018-2019, he has led or served and continues to serve on numerous state committees. Dwayne served as the VFW National Inspector General 2019-2020, and during that year he visited a number of your departments. He has also served on a number of national convention committees. He is a retired police officer who fully understands the issues faced in local communities. And he recently retired from the position of Director of Veterans Affairs for Gloucester County, New Jersey, where he witnessed firsthand every day the challenges his fellow veterans faced. Every day he went to work to assist his fellow veterans receive the benefits they have earned and are entitled to. He served on the VA advisory committees for the Philadelphia and Wilmington VA medical centers. He is a former school board member for Greenwich Township, New Jersey School District, where he was involved in contract negotiations, budget for the teachers and other staff, and he was involved in confronting COVID-19 and how to deliver safe education to the students. Dwayne is married to Ellen for 29 years, and they are the proud parents of 3 children, and they have 1 grandson. His daughter Alexis is a registered nurse. His daughter Gabriel is a veteran of the United States Marine Corps, as is her husband, and both are life members of VFW Post 5579, and both are using the VFW Champion GI Bill of Rights for their education. Dwayne's son Michael currently serves as a Navy corpsman stationed at Marine Corps Base Camp Lejeune Naval Hospital. As Blue Star parents, Dwayne and Ellen fully understand what it means to have children serving in today's military. They understand the challenges service members and their families face. Dwayne understands the community and the issues they confront through his work as a police officer and his service on the school board. He understands the VFW from the post level through the national level, and he understands the challenges the organization faces on all levels. He understands the Department of Veterans Affairs and the challenges veterans face when assessing their earned benefits and entitlements. Dwayne has met with and continues to meet with and educate members of his county, state, and congressional delegation on the needs of his fellow veterans. He understands veterans advocacy. I truly believe the best years for our veterans of foreign wars lie ahead, as long as we elect the right leaders. Dwayne Sarmiento has the leadership qualities, the experience, and the knowledge to hit the ground running when elected and continue to move our organization forward. He is the right leader for this time. He is the right person to meet the challenges of these uncommon times. He will ensure that every day remains Veterans Day for the veterans of this nation. On behalf of Commander Ludi Austin and my fellow VFW members from the Garden State and the officers and members of the Eastern States Conference, I am proud and honored to place in nomination the name of Dwayne Sarmiento as the Eastern States Conference nominee for Junior Vice Commander-in-Chief 2021-22, and I humbly ask for your support. Thank you.
Comrade Commander-in-Chief and comrades, Paul Spera, delegate from North End Post 144 in Boston, Massachusetts. I very proudly stand here this morning to second the nomination of Dwayne Sarmiento for the office of Junior Vice Commander-in-Chief. We in the East have always prided ourselves on the fact that when we look for a leader to enter the chairs of the national organization, we are always looking not just at all that Bob Wallace described as what Dwayne has done in the past, but we look forward to what he will do as Commander-in-Chief. We look forward to putting someone in office that one day we will be proud to say he is one of the best commanders-in-chief we have ever had. I am certain that that choice that we're making today fits that criteria. So on behalf of the Eastern States Conference, all of its posts, departments, members, I am very proud to second the nomination of Dwayne Sarmiento for the office of Junior Vice Commander-in-Chief.
Are there any other nominations for Junior Vice Commander-in-Chief? Hearing none, I declare that the nominations for Junior Vice Commander-in-Chief closed. Seeing no further nominations, I declare Dwayne Sarmiento elected Junior Vice Commander-in-Chief of the Veterans of Foreign Wars for the year 2021-2022. Comrades, I present to you the Junior Vice Commander-in-Chief-elect of the Veterans of Foreign Wars, Dwayne Sarmiento. Sergeant Arms, will you escort the Junior Vice Commander-in-Chief-elect to the podium for the presentation of the Junior Vice Commander-in-Chief cap, pin, and badge.
Please be seated. I'll be brief, comrades. Thank you. I have a lot of thanks to give. I'd like to thank God for His divine providence, for guiding me through my life and placing me here now. I'd like to thank my wife, 29 years, who stood behind me. And when it was, and I'm preaching in a choir, when it was VFW time, she understood. And my family, my children are all adults, they're streaming. They're watching this live on VFW.org. I want to thank them for all the times I may have missed, because as you know, sometimes Family is first, but sometimes you have to make a decision when it's VFW time. I'd like to thank my post, 5579, the Gibbstown Heroes. I gotta say, through all our trials and tribulations, the craziness of all the years, I stand here before you. Thank you for all you've done. Thank VFW District 13 and the Department of New Jersey for your support. The Great Eastern Conference, without you, I wouldn't be standing in front of you. And for all the members, all the guests in here, auxiliary, I look forward to serving as your Junior Vice Commander-in-Chief and being part of a great team with Senior Vice Tim Borden and the Commander-in-Chief Fritz Mihelcic. I promise you this, comrades, I will give every ounce of my fiber to this great organization that we love so much. Thank you. I look forward to working for you. You don't work for me, I work for you. Thank you so much. Have a great day, comrades.
Watch your step here. I'm going to put you in those cable handles. Right here. We'll start. Maestro, strike up the Navy hymn.
I will now open the nomination for the office of Quartermaster General. Is there any nomination for Quartermaster General?
Thank you, Commander-in-Chief. Jim Nair, past Commander-in-Chief, delegates, Delegate Post 8919, Texas. Comrades, this morning I have the honor and privilege to place a nomination for the position of Quartermaster General, Veterans of Foreign Wars of the United States, the name of the comrade currently serving in the position. Comrade Deborah Anderson was elected to her position in July 2016 at the National Convention in Charlotte and re-elected at subsequent conventions. As the Quartermaster General, she is responsible for the areas of finance, insurance, properties, and emblem and supply. She has served with distinction and has exhibited the confidence and expertise necessary to accomplish the myriad of duties of the Quartermaster General and deserves to be re-elected. Most importantly, she has earned the respect and trust of her fellow employees and the general membership. Deborah attended the University of Missouri-Columbia on an ROTC scholarship. She was an Army ROTC Cadet Battalion Commander and graduated cum laude with a Bachelor of Arts degree in Economics in 1980. In November 2017, Deborah was inducted into the ROTC Hall of Fame at the University of Missouri. Upon graduation, she was commissioned as an AG Human Resources Second Lieutenant. Her military assignments included Nuremberg, Firth, Germany, Fort Ben Harrison, Indiana, Fort Riley, Kansas, Fort Leavenworth, Kansas, and Fort McPherson, Georgia. She served as a maintenance company commander, 1st Armored Division, and as a garrison inspector general. She earned her eligibility for the VFW during Desert Storm, Desert Shield, having been deployed with the 1st Infantry Division to Saudi Arabia, Iraq, and Kuwait in 1990. She is a graduate of the Army's Combined Armed Services Staff School and the Command and General Staff College. While on active duty, she earned a Master's of Science degree in Systems Management from the University of Southern California. Her awards and decorations include the Bronze Star Medal, 2 Meritorious Service Medals, 4 Army Commendation Medals, 2 Army Achievement Medals, the Southeast Asia Service Medal, Kuwait Liberation Medal, and Parachutist Badge. She left the Army as a major in 1993 and held a variety of business positions from 1993 to 2007. She joined VFW Post 7356 in Parkville, Missouri in 2006, where she is a Gold Legacy Life member. She was an All-American Post Commander there in 2010. She is also a life member of the VFW Auxiliary and VFW National Home for Children, where she also serves on the board. She currently serves as the commissioner on the World War I Centennial Commission representing the VFW. I think that we would all agree, especially now, that we continue to face challenges in the VFW. It is imperative that we have a Quartermaster General that takes on those challenges, turns them into opportunities, and makes sure that as an organization, we continue on a progressive path in our future. Comrades, we have that person in Deborah Anderson. Her passion for the success of our organization, the vision for our future, her personal attributes of loyalty and impeccable integrity, along with her professional on-the-job expertise and exceptional public speaking ability, continue to make her uniquely qualified for this position. During this past year, Deborah was instrumental in the VFW response to the COVID pandemic. She was a key member of the leadership team that kept the national headquarters operating smoothly and moving forward. The VFW continued its mission of serving veterans, military service members, and families because of measures put in place to facilitate employees working remotely and to safely keep our offices open for essential in-person functions. Comrades, it is with much personal pride that I proudly place in nomination the name of Comrade Deborah Anderson, Post 7356, Parkville, Missouri, for the position of Quartermaster General, Veterans of Foreign Wars of the United States, for VFW year 2021-2022. Thank you.
Kevin Jones, Adjutant General, Delegate 7356, Missouri. It gives me a great pleasure to second the nomination of Deborah Anderson for the position of Quartermaster General. I have worked closely with Deborah over the past 6 years in the national headquarters. It takes a unique set of skills to successfully do the job of Quartermaster General. First, it takes an ability to understand complex materials such as financial reports and audits, legal documents, employee benefit plans, and other reports, and to take appropriate action based on these documents and their analysis. Secondly, it takes the ability to work as part of a team, to respectfully disagree when needed, but to always be working towards a consensus solution that serves the organization. It takes people skills, public speaking skills, and organizational skills. Deborah has these skills. I believe we have a really strong leadership team at the national headquarters. We collaborate well, we respect each other, and we get things done for the organization. Deborah Anderson is a key member of that team, and it is an honor to second her nomination for the high office of Quartermaster General of the Veterans of Foreign Wars of the United States for the ensuing year 2021-2022.
Are there any other nominations for Quartermaster General? Hearing none, I declare that the nominations for Quartermaster General be closed. Seeing no further nominations, I declare Deborah Anderson elected Quartermaster General of the Veterans of Foreign Wars of the United States for the 2021-2022 year. Comrades, you have elected Deborah Anderson as the Quartermaster General. Deborah, would you like to say a few words? We will have the presentation of cap and badge.
Thank you, comrades. Yes, please have a seat. Thank you so very much for this great honor. I want to begin by thanking past Commander-in-Chief Jim Nyer and Adjutant General Kevin Jones for their kind words, for their continual support and advice, and for their friendship. It truly means a lot. I want to thank my husband, Steve, for always being there, good times and bad times, providing the right support and advice and telling me the things I needed to know that other people wouldn't tell me. He has been my rock. I want to commend Commander-in-Chief Hal Roche and his leadership team for a really outstanding year. This has really been something, and he has done an amazing job. The national headquarters staff, your national headquarters staff in Kansas City, Missouri, Washington, D.C., and around the country do an amazing job. They always do an amazing job, but this year has been particularly challenging. And I just can't thank them enough for stepping up, for doing the important work of the VFW and making sure we continue to support you and to support veterans and family members. And of course, to my comrades, I love coming out to visit you. I love talking to you on the phone. I am inspired by the work that you do, by your generosity, and by your determination to make sure that we are there for America's veterans. I'm looking forward to the coming year, working with Commander-in-Chief Fritz Mihelcic. I pledge to you that I will continue to do the work of the Quartermaster General on behalf of the Veterans of Foreign Wars to protect and safeguard our assets, our resources, to provide advice as part of the leadership team, and to make sure that we're continuing to move forward in the right direction. Thank you once again for this great honor. It is truly a privilege. Thank you.
We will now have the nomination for the office of chaplain. Is there any nomination for chaplain?
Chief, national officers, and fellow comrades, distinguished guests. I'm Tom Gimbel, National Council member from Virginia, Post 1503, Dell City. It gives me great pleasure to nominate an outstanding fellow comrade from Virginia for the high office of National Chaplain for the year 2021-2022. Harold Sells is a man of high morals, stainless integrity, and boundless energy. He has a strong resume in VFW service, community service, and education. Let me briefly summarize the following. Dr. Harold Sells holds a bachelor's degree from San Diego State University, a master's degree from Duke University, and a doctorate degree from American University. Comrade Sells is a VFW Life member for 34 years and maintains his membership at Post 10654 Richmond, Virginia. He has and is still serving at post, district, and department levels. He has served as post commander numerous times, post quartermaster, post chaplain, district commander, district chief of staff, department parliamentarian, department chaplain, where he still serves, also Grand MOC of Virginia chaplain, chaplain to the Petersburg, Virginia jail. Comrade Sells has been appointed by 3 different Virginia governors to serve on state boards. I'm proud to have Harold Sells as a longtime friend and comrade. As I said, he's a man of intense integrity, compassion, and energy. He spends countless hours ministering to and assisting veterans. He also spends countless hours working with state officials on veterans issues. He's a hard-working VFW member, and he also has served like 17 years in the United States Army, both as a reservist and a active duty. His awards, and he has numerous awards, to include the CIB, Combat Infantry Badge, and he also has the Master Parachutist Badge, Bronze Star, several Meritorious Service Awards, several Army Achievement Awards, and it gives me great pleasure to put forth his name as the next National Chaplain for 2021-2022. Harold Sells is I would like to have your support for his nomination. Thank you.
Butch Shupska, delegate, VFW Post 3160 in Ocean View. God told me to make this short, so I make a second to make Harold Sells National Chaplain 21-22.
Are there any other nominations for chaplain? Hearing none, I declare the nominations for chaplain closed. Seeing no further nominations, I declare Dr. Harold Sells elected chaplain of the Veterans of Foreign Wars of the United States for the 2021-2022 years. We'll now present him with his cap and badge.
Commander-in-Chief told me to be sincere, be brief, and be seated. So what I'm going to say is I want to thank the Department of Virginia for their support. I want to thank Tom Gimbel, who's been a confidant for the years. I want to thank the Southern Conference. I want to thank my family. I'm sorry my wife couldn't be here today, but she's a physician running a COVID clinic this week. And I want to, most importantly, thank God, because without him, I wouldn't be here today. And I just say, God bless America, and God continue to bless the veterans of foreign wars. Thank you.
I will now open the nomination for the office of Judge Advocate General. Is there any nominations for Judge Advocate General?
Comrade Commander-in-Chief, National Officers, delegates to this convention, I am Paul Spera. I am a delegate from North End Post 144 in Boston, Massachusetts. This moment in time at this podium is more than just a VFW event for me. The individual I am about to nominate for Judge Advocate General has been a very close, very personal friend of mine for more than 40 years. We have gone through a lot. And I have grown in the VFW as he has. He has been an All-American Department Commander. He served 2 5-year terms on the previous Bylaws Review Committee. He has been the Adjutant Quartermaster of the Department of Connecticut for many years. There are many other things that he has done, far too numerous to mention. What I can say is that he epitomizes what we need in our organization to watch over the bylaws and ritual, to make recommendations, to support good ones, and if necessary, oppose those that are not so good. The one thing that I do like the most is the fact that when I was up here to second the nomination of Dwayne Sarmiento, I said, he is the future of the veterans of foreign wars. For this nomination, I will tell you that this individual is the past and the future. And the importance of that is that as we make changes in our organization going forward, he can be a voice for the traditions of our organization. Because while you're making those changes, they must coincide with our traditions and the mission that we have done for more than 100 years. He will be that voice. He will be a strong proponent, as he always has been, for the future of our organization. So I am very pleased, very proud to place into nomination the name of an individual who I believe will do a fantastic job as a Judge Advocate General. From the great state of Connecticut, I place into nomination the name of Ronald Rusko Rasakowicz.
Commander-in-Chief, officers, delegates to this convention, Bob Barnhart, delegate, Post 686, is here to second the nomination of a good friend, Ron Ruskowitz, for the National Judge Advocate position. I know Ron for many years, and he will step forward and do the right thing as he represents Connecticut for all these years as the Adjutant Quartermaster. Thank you.
I'm Richard DiFederico, Oakville, Post 7330 in Oakville, Connecticut. I've been coming to these conventions for a long time, and Ronnie has never missed a bylaw committee meeting. I don't think he missed many appeals committee. When I was on the appeals committee, it was there for everyone. He's been a good mentor, and he will help and do the right thing all the time. His loyalty to the VFW will always be there. Thank you. I second that nomination for Ron Rusco.
Any other nominations for Judge Advocate General? Hearing none, I declare the nominations for Judge Advocate General closed. Seeing no further nominations, I declare Ronald Rusakowicz elected Judge Advocate General of the Veterans of Foreign Wars of the United States for the 2021-2022 year. Comrades, you have elected Ronald Rusakowicz as the Judge Advocate General. We'll now have the placing of the cap and badge.
Thank you very, very much. I want to thank Paul Spera, past Commander-in-Chief, for that great nomination. In fact, he did so well, I can't wait to hear what I'm going to say. I also want to thank the seconders, Richard DiFederico, and of course, good friend also, Bob Barnhart. But most of all, I want to thank each and every one of you who elected me and are giving me the great honor and opportunity to serve as your Judge Advocate General in the Fritz Mihelcic administration. I, like all of you, only hope that we can defeat this pandemic and that we can meet like we used to meet without masks on, without fear of concurring some type of a disease, and we can get back to the way the Veterans of Foreign Wars was. That our people won't feel slighted by going to a meeting or an event that we have, and that we can continue on and get back to the camaraderie and great friendship that we've all shared over these years and continued on to the years without fear of getting sick. So thank you very much again for what you did for me, but thank you most of all to each and every one of you who every single day work for our valued veterans, their families, and your communities. Thank you very much.
I will now open the nominations for the office of Surgeon General. Is there any nomination for Surgeon General?
Thank you, Commander-in-Chief. Tom Pouliot, Delegate, Post 1116, Montana. I rise at this time to nominate a friend and a comrade, Dennis Guthrie of Oregon, to the office of National Surgeon General for the ensuing year. After high school, Dennis enlisted in the Army. He graduated airborne training and completed Special Forces medical training. He volunteered for Vietnam in 1969. Dennis served as head field medic for the 1st Cav Division. Anybody out there? No. And later volunteered to fly medevac. While serving Vietnam, Dennis was awarded the Silver Star, the Bronze Star with V device, 2 flight medals, and the Combat Medic Badge. After service, Dennis was a volunteer fireman and served as an EMT. For nearly 40 years, Dennis has been a member of Redmond VFW Post 4108, where he is a Gold Legacy Life member. He earned All-American status as post commander. His post has been recognized nationally 3 times as the VFW Outstanding Community Service Post in Oregon. Dennis was Department Commander of Oregon in 2000 and 2001, and is also a past Grand Commander of Oregon's MOC. Dennis was elected District 17 National Council member representing 3 states in 2005 and through 2007, and he served as our National Surgeon General in 2009 and 10. He is a member of the 1st Cav Division, Vietnam Veterans Association, the American Legion, and more. Dennis married his high school sweetheart, Diane. They have 2 children. Both have served in the Air Force. His son, Ben, followed in his footsteps and has served as a medic. Comrades, Dennis has served our organization long and faithfully, and he will continue to do so as our Surgeon General. It is my personal honor to nominate Dennis to the office of Surgeon General for the ensuing year. Thank you.
I'm Gunner Kent, Delegate Post 9972, Sierra Vista, Arizona. When you follow a lawyer, you don't have to say too much. So it does me a great deal of pleasure to second the nomination of Dennis Guthrie for the high office of Surgeon General. Thank you very much.
Are there any other nominations for Surgeon General? Hearing none, I declare that the nominations for Surgeon General closed. Seeing no further nominations, I declare Dennis Guthrie elected Surgeon General of the Veterans of Foreign Wars of the United States for the 2021-2022 year. Comrades, you have elected Dennis Guthrie as Surgeon General. We'll now have the presentation of the cap and badge.
Morning, comrades. I'd like to thank past Commander-in-Chief Tom Pouliot, Gunner Kent for the nomination and second, and obviously my wife for allowing me to do this for the next year and taking all the time, the support from my Department of Oregon. I'd like to thank Western Conference for allowing me to represent them this year. And I want to thank all of you for all you do every day for our veterans. I'd like to offer support for any of the Surgeon Generals for the departments out there. Anything I can do to help you. Thank you kindly. Have a great year.
We will now have a collective ceremonial parade for the Quartermaster General, Chaplain, Judge Advocate General, and Surgeon General, who will be escorted by the Sergeant at Arms. We have multiple conferences. I would ask that the department of the elected officer please march so that we don't have the same traffic jam we had earlier.
You guys come on this way, and I'm going to put you in the capable hands of our sergeants here, and it's our honor to escort you around. And yes, yeah, is he coming? Is he coming? Okay, so here we go. No. you step there. You bet. You bet. Thank you.
Yes.
So, well, I call on you to announce the council.
Maestro, strike up the Army song.
I will now call upon the Adjutant General to announce the newly elected National Council of Administration members.
All newly elected council members, will you please rise? The Commander-in-Chief-elect will now present caps and badges to the newly elected council members. They are David Green, Connecticut. John Mitchell, Delaware. Pete Massetti, Europe. Stephen J. San Pedro, Maine. Denise Perry, Maryland. Eric Segundo, Massachusetts. Joe Clark, New Hampshire. William F. Thompson, New Jersey. Gene Ritigliano, New York. Glenn Umberger, Jr., Pennsylvania. Charles Magnet, Vermont.
This time I'd like to call on Commander-in-Chief-elect Matthew M. Fritz Mihelcic for his announcement of appointed officers for the ensuing year.
My appointments for the term for which I am elected are as Adjutant General, Kevin Jones of Missouri.
Commander-in-Chief-elect Fritz, thank you for having the confidence in me. Again, I'm humbled by this opportunity. Both the Kansas City and Washington offices, we will do everything that we can and will do everything to make sure you have the necessary tools to be successful. I'm excited about this opportunity and look forward to working going forward, Chief. Thank you.
As Chief of Staff, Matthew Clausen, Illinois.
Thank you, Commander-in-Chief, for the high honor. I look forward to next year, or this year, I should say, and I'm looking forward to just an outstanding year from all our departments to make sure that our organization continues to move forward. Commander-in-Chief, thank you.
Inspector General Paul Lloyd of New Hampshire.
Thank you, Chief, for the tweak. Commander-in-Chief Fritz, thank you for the appointment. I look forward to a very successful year.
And last, Sergeant at Arms Brian Willett of Massachusetts.
This one's for Brian.
We will now proceed with the installation of officers. National Sergeant at Arms, you will escort the installing officer to the position on my right.
Comrade Commander-in-Chief, presenting past Commander-in-Chief Bill Thine, the installing officer for this convention.
Thanks, Sergeant. Step to my right, please. Comrade Commander-in-Chief, the term from which you and your subordinate officers were elected or appointed has now expired. It is my duty to ascertain the following. Have the officers of the ensuing year been duly elected?
They have.
Have the books of the Adjutant General and Quartermaster General been examined and approved by the National Council of Administration?
They have.
Does the Adjutant General have on file proof of eligibility for all officers to be installed during this installation?
They do.
Are the funds in the hands of the Quartermaster General and ready to be turned over to her successor when duly installed?
They are.
Have you the charter in your possession?
I do.
You will now surrender the gavel to me. Past Commander-in-Chief Hal J. Hal Roach II, you have now been relieved of your duties as Commander-in-Chief of this organization. It is proper to remind you that in order as past Commander-in-Chief, it will be your duty and privilege to counsel and otherwise successor through your experiences that you have gained during your term of your office. You will now station yourself right where you're at. Sergeant at Arms, you will now present the officers-elect at the altar. As the Assistant Adjutant General reads the list of officers to be installed.
Yes, sir, Commander.
Senior Vice Commander-in-Chief Timothy Borland. Junior Vice Commander-in-Chief Dwayne Sarmiento. Adjutant General Kevin Jones. Quartermaster General Deborah Anderson. Chaplain Dr. Harold Sales. Judge Advocate General Ronald Rasakowitz. Surgeon General Dennis Guthrie. Chief of Staff Matthew Clausen. Inspector General Paul Lloyd. Sergeant at Arms Brian Willett. And our newly elected council members, David Green, Connecticut. John G. Mitchell, Delaware. Peter J. Massetti, Europe. Stephen J. San Pedro, Maine. Denise Perry, Maryland. Eric Segundo, Massachusetts. Joe Clark, New Hampshire. William F. Thompson, New Jersey. Gene Retigliano, New York. Glenn R. Umberger, Jr. from Pennsylvania. And Charles A. Magnet, Vermont.
Where you at, Sergeant? Where's the Sergeant at?
You ready to take the application? So I'm gonna have you. No, he's not coming down. You're gonna take the lead here. And Dwayne, you're gonna place your like so, and so on. Place your hand on the person in front of you. Prepare to raise your right hand. Same for the council. Council members, place your hands on the council member beside you. Be prepared to raise your right hand. All rise. Sure. Okay.
National officers elect the veterans of foreign wars of the United States. I will now administer to you the officer's obligation. You will raise your right hand, touch the flag of our country with your left hand, and repeat after me. I do hereby solemnly promise that I will faithfully discharge to the best of my ability the duties of the office which I have been elected or appointed according to the bylaws and the ritual of the Veterans of Foreign Wars of the United States. I solemnly promise at the close of the term to which I have been elected or appointed, or sooner if ordered by proper authority, I will surrender immediately to only the duly authorized person or persons, all records, money, or other properties of this organization in my possession or under my control. All this I freely promise upon the honor as a loyal citizen of our great republic. So help me God. As you were, parade rest, Comrade Chaplain. Right there in front of you.
Almighty God, our guide and divine protector, give thy blessing upon these, our comrades, who now become fellow officers. We beseech thee, O Lord, who art ever present amongst us, grant wisdom unto them, so that in their deliberations they continue to favor thee, our glorious country, and to better our organization. May thy strength sustain them. May thy power preserve them. May thy hand protect them in the faithful and fruitful performance of their duties. Amen.
Amen. Cover!
As you were, National Sergeant at Arms, you will now escort the officers to their respective stations.
Yes, sir. Task Commander-in-Chief, sir. Okay, so...
Huh? Oh. You may be seated for now. I guess I could keep talking while they're going to the stations or no? Or should I wait for... I'll probably wait for...
Yeah. Cuts down on confusion. I know he's anxious to come for a second bonus. That's all that they do. All right.
National Officers of the Veterans of Foreign Wars, United States, you now occupy the position of honor in which your comrades have elected you. Learn well the responsibilities that's entrusted to you so that you may intelligently discharge the duties you are to undertake. The bylaws and ritual of this organization prescribe in detail the duties of your respective offices by virtue of the confidence placed in you through your election or appointment. We assume that you will acquaint yourselves thoroughly with your duties. You may be seated, which they did. Sergeant at Arms, you will escort the Commander-in-Chief-elect to the podium.
Comrade past Commander-in-Chief. Commander-in-Chief has been presented.
The flag.
The flag.
How you doing? All right, no problem. It's all good. All rise, please. Comrade Commander-in-Chief-elect Matthew M. Fritz Mihelcic, before administering you your obligation, it is proper to remind you of certain duties. You will be held personally responsible for this charter of this organization, and at the end of the term of your office, you will deliver it to the officer appointed to install your successor. It is your duty to see that all national officers perform their duties to the best of their ability. You shall keep yourself informed on all proposed legislation which may affect the welfare of or potential and actual comrades of this organization. You will strive for adoption of only those measures which will be beneficial. You will be required to devote all of your time to the many duties of your office. You're expected to make a special study of the congressional charter, the bylaws and rituals of this organization, so that you may render firm and impartial decisions on important questions that may be referred to you. As Commander-in-Chief, you will be regarded by your comrades and by the general public as typifying wise and vigorous leadership in the veterans of foreign wars of the United States. Raise your right hand. May all your efforts and accomplishments credit to you your administration obligations. Comrade Matthew M. Fritz Mihelcic, are you ready and willing to serve?
I am.
Assume your solemn obligation.
I am.
Okay, you will raise your right hand and touch the flag of our country with your left. Give your name as I point. In the presence of Almighty God.
In the presence of Almighty God.
And the officers and delegates of this order here assembled.
And the officers and delegates of this order here assembled.
I,
Fritz Mihelcic,
do hereby solemnly promise.
Do hereby solemnly promise.
I will faithfully discharge.
I will faithfully discharge.
To the best of my ability.
To the best of my ability.
The duties of the office of Commander-in-Chief.
The duties of the office of Commander-in-Chief.
Of the Veterans of Foreign Wars of the United States.
Of the Veterans of Foreign Wars of the United States.
To which I have been elected.
To which I have been elected.
In accordance with the bylaws and ritual.
In accordance with the bylaws and ritual.
Of the Veterans of Foreign Wars of the United States.
Of the Veterans of Foreign Wars of the United States.
I solemnly promise.
I solemnly promise.
At the close of the term which I have been elected.
At the close of the term to which I have been elected.
Or sooner if so ordered by proper authority.
Or sooner if so ordered by proper authority.
I will surrender immediately.
I will surrender immediately.
To only the duly authorized person or persons.
To only the duly authorized person or persons.
The National Charter.
The National Charter.
All records.
All records.
Money and other properties of this organization.
Money or other properties of this organization.
In my possession or under my control.
In my possession or under my control.
I do further solemnly promise.
I do further solemnly promise.
That I will be fair and impartial.
That I will be fair and impartial.
In my actions towards all comrades.
In my actions towards all comrades.
I will always strive to promote the best interest.
I will always strive to promote the best interest.
Of the Veterans of Foreign Wars.
Of the Veterans of Foreign Wars.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Comrade, Commander-in-Chief, I now place in your possession our charter. I also present you with this gavel. It is the emblem of authority. You will use it firmly, but you will use it with discretion. To all national officers, please stand, stretch forth your right hand, and repeat after me. Comrade Commander-in-Chief Matthew Fritz Mihelcic, I pledge to you my sincere allegiance. Comrade Commander-in-Chief, officers and delegates of the Veterans of Foreign Wars of the United States, I now proclaim the national officers duly installed in the organization and working condition for the ensuing year.
I'm getting it. These pages are stuck.
19.
There we go. Good. That's me. I now call on Commander-in-Chief Roche to conduct the ceremonial presentation of lapel pins.
Will the Junior Vice and Senior Vice Commander-in-Chiefs please join us on stage?
Exactly.
For those that don't know, the Commander-in-Chief-elect has presented the Commander-in-Chief with a gold life member card entitled to Harold Hal Roche II.
Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure and distinct honor to present to you the Commander-in-Chief of the Veterans of Foreign Wars of the United States, Fritz Mihelcic.
Thank you, comrades. Thank you. I am truly humbled by this honor, and I want to thank Terry and Bobby for the nomination, and my chief, Bill Thine, from 2013-2014 for installing me. A special thanks to Illinois-owned past Commander-in-Chief George Kramer, who was not able to be with us today. Comrades, auxiliary members, family, friends, thank you for letting me share a few moments with you as I begin this great journey as your VFW Commander-in-Chief. As we shake off the past and we rise again to the challenge of this next year. The time is now. I chose that theme some time ago, but it was truly prophetic. We have been living for almost 2 years in the grips of a modern dark age. We have not been able to get out to our communities. We have not been able to show the world who we are and what we are. We have lost posts, members, and prospective members. But my friends, when it comes to reawakening our spirits and beginning a renaissance within our beloved veterans of foreign wars, I say the time is now. We need to pick up the torch today and shine our light brightly into every corner, far and wide. Our mission is simple. Let everyone know the VFW is not dead. It is not dying. And after 122 years, we are just beginning to hit our stride. Yes, 122 years. The moniker of this year's group of state commanders is Class 122. I had to veto Fritz's fearless followers. I may wear the Chief's hat, but I represent and I serve all of you. It's not about any individual. Rather, we decided to show our service and our commitment to the veterans of foreign wars by describing who we are in the grand scheme of 122 years of service to America, our service to our service members, our veterans, and our families. We are the commanders of Class 122. We will make a difference, and we have all pledged to work together at all levels, once again, to show that service has not fallen away. We are about service, my friends, and we all need to be pulling in the right direction. None of us here are for any individual glory, least of all me. I'm honored to lead the effort, but a leader is only as good as those who are willing to follow that leadership. I will give you all I have this year, and I will leave nothing on the table. I ask you to do the same. My second ask is that all of you not despair over the past. Since the first coronavirus case reported in the U.S. back in January of 2020, it's been a rough 18 months. That much is true. The pandemic took its toll on our families, our friends, our communities, our livelihoods, and in some cases, even our faith. Our country has suffered tremendously. But we cannot wait until the nation fully recovers before we begin to recover ourselves. When it comes to taking action in spite of circumstance, I say the time is now. I'm here to proclaim the past is over and the future is ours for the making. Like a phoenix rising from the ashes, we will soar to new heights in this coming year. There is an energy in the air, and I know you can all feel it. When we were marching, you all felt it. The fact that we're able to be here today in Kansas City proves it. Many posts around the world have used this strategic pause to refurbish their post homes. Others have used the time to re-engage their membership by calling on current or lapsed members. The simple act of reaching out and offering a human touch has led to several departments reaching 100% and much more, all in a time of COVID restrictions. I even went to a VFW dinner banquet in Wisconsin recently, and they had 350 people in attendance, a gathering not possible just a few months ago. If there are those that can do this in the dark ages, during the plague of the modern era, think of what we can all do working together in this coming Renaissance. It's time to get re-blued, get back to our core values, and service will be the watchword of the coming year. Yes, membership numbers are important, but we firmly believe that if we increase our service, we increase our community involvement, and we partner with other organizations, potential members will be knocking down our doors to join us. When it comes to embracing this new generation of veterans and their desire for purpose, motivation, and leadership through action, I say the time is now. Today's warriors are not content with sitting in meetings or standing next to a bar complaining. They are doers. Give them something to do. Be an active part of your community. They will gladly come out to the local park and help clean it because it is a finite commitment, it has a clear goal, and it gives them an opportunity to take a selfie of themselves doing great things. Just like this. It's as easy as that, my friends. This is going to be on Facebook in a few minutes. This is how we communicate. This is what we're going to do. Just like social media is truly a force multiplier for communication, the younger generation of veterans can be the force multiplier for our organization. So if you're out and about, #StillServing in your communities, Wear your VFW logo ball caps and t-shirts. Potential members will see the VFW presence, they will see its relevancy, and they will want to be part of it. They are our future, and we need to pass this on and pass the torch over to them and let them run with it. I know there's a lot of attention on the current conflict veterans these days, and rightfully so. As we end our nearly 20-year war in Afghanistan, we as a nation owe a tremendous debt of gratitude to the hundreds of thousands of soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines, Coast Guardsmen who have served over the years in the conflict, including 2,420 killed and almost 20,000 wounded. They sacrificed so much, and they successfully kept Al-Qaeda from planning and executing another 9/11 attack on American soil. To all our brothers and sisters in arms who served with honor, valor, distinction during Operations Enduring Freedom and resolute support, we say thank you and welcome home. Please join me in a show of appreciation for these brave men and women. But just as we honor veterans from our past 20 years, we must not, we cannot forget all of the living veterans who brought us to this point in our history. There are many eligible veterans still from World War II and forward who we need to recruit. Korea, Vietnam, the various pop-up conflicts, Desert Storm, Somalia, the Balkans. The VFW is a big tent, and we welcome everyone. It matters not what war or conflict you were in, what branch or where you were deployed. If you served and you are eligible, we want you to be a part of us, because everyone wants to be part of something bigger than themselves. The VFW offers you that. Why do we need to continue pushing membership? Well, because the average age of a VFW member is 69 years old, and we are teetering on falling below the 1 million member mark. If we go below that, Congress may decide to stop listening to us when it comes to veterans' benefits and legislation. We were founded on two things: veterans' benefits and legislation, and we cannot let a falling membership deprive all veterans of the powerful voice we have on Capitol Hill. When the VFW speaks, Congress listens, and it needs to stay that way. If we do not keep that loud voice, we will be lost in a sea of whispers, along with many of the lesser-known veterans groups. Class 122 has simply said, "Not on my watch." When it comes to strengthening our voice in the nation's capital, I say, the time is now. We must continue to press Congress and the administration on issues like toxic exposure, VA claims, transition assistance. We will leverage every testimony, every engagement, every phone call, and even you as members of our Action Corps to get our point across. We will not be ignored. We need to take back the narrative about the veteran community. We need to declare that we veterans are patriotic beyond politics, that we are committed to our Constitution, and we are dedicated to democracy, and we are resolute in our love for our great republic. We promise you this: the veterans of foreign wars will finish stronger at the end of this year, and we will ensure that Congress hears us roar. Friends, and I know this next point is going to hurt some of you, but I'm going to say it anyway. We are no longer in the 20th century. Flip phones, modems, computers with 5 1/4-inch floppy drives, those are in the Museum of Forgotten Technology. We are firmly in the 21st century. COVID over the last 18 months has shown us that we can actually have meetings and conduct business virtually. If only I'd purchased stock in Zoom a year ago. That said, the genie is out of the bottle and it's not going back in. When it comes to embracing new and emergent technologies to carry our message and tell our story, I say the time is now. I said earlier that social media is a force multiplier, and I've said that twice now because it is the reality of the times in which we live. We need to do more to tell the world what we do, the VFW, on a daily basis. It's not bragging if it's the truth. Email has been around for 30 years. Platforms like Twitter and Facebook have been around for 14 and 17 years, respectively. You might disagree, but I've seen too many faces buried in smartphones over the years. Everyone is looking at social media. We must get on that wagon, and we must get on it now. The time is now. Social media is also the cheapest way to get the word out. It's free, and I'm sure the adjutants and quartermasters will be happy to hear that. If you don't know how to use it, if you're not comfortable with it yet, trust me, there are plenty of members and potential members at your post that are. Let them be your social media gurus. They will be posting about everything you're doing. Give them a task, they will do it. And the beauty of social media is that you don't have to do all the work yourselves. Through our national accounts on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, our website, even through our podcast, our communications teams in KC and DC, they put out a great deal of information daily. All you have to do is follow it, share it, and it will get out to everyone. It doesn't get any easier or cheaper. To paraphrase Oscar Goldman, we have the technology. We can make our communications better than it was, stronger, better, faster. That's your $6 million quote for the day. For those of you who remember that reference. In conclusion, and that means for those of you in the back, it's time to wake up. The mission of Class 122 is simple. Show the world that we are alive and vibrant. Bring all of our posts into the 21st century by showcasing what we do and what we do well. Welcome all of those eligible members to be part of the greatest combat veterans organization the world has ever known. Friends, the time is now. Let's get to it. Thank you.